Another episode. Good morning, Facebook. Good to see you. Jump on in, you guys. It's Tuesday. We love a good Tuesday. I guess Tuesdays are kind of a little benign, but whatever. Jump on in, you guys. So if you've never seen any of my content before, we talk about insulin resistance. Put a 1 in the comments if you've never seen any of my stuff before. I'd love to know. It's super helpful to know, because when I get conversations with people are all at different levels of seeing my stuff. Some people have never seen anything and they're like, who is this chick? I'm just telling you. And that's okay. That's okay. So my name is Kirsten Liebelt and I am in Minnesota, born and raised. And I've been here, all my life, but we did leave and go to the Black Hills of South Dakota for 8 years. That was in the 90s. So you don't care about that. But my dad was 100% Italian. And my family, my Italian family, had just so much obesity and type 2 diabetes in it. Was crazy pants. And so through my story, and I tell it in bits and pieces as we do our lives, we've been doing this live show for almost 2 years, coming up here at the beginning of February. And then in the group, we've done the challenge for 2.5 years. That's a free thing too. But I just really decided that I wasn't going to believe the narrative anymore, that things are only genetic and that, that's all you can do, because I saw too much evidence contrary to that. And this is why I'm here, because now you and we hook arms together and we talk about insulin resistance in terms of biology and not character flaws. We do it without shame. I know you might think that's very strange if you're brand new to my content, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of stuff going on in our brains, isn't there, ladies? There's a lot of stuff in our minds. So I'm just saying, I kind of connect with you a little bit. But having said that, so today what I wanted to talk about was we're 2 weeks into the new year and why some people out there in the universe are really, really stuck and why some people aren't. This could set so many people free, you have no idea. So let's see who's just chatting with me for a second. Good morning, Patty, sweet lady. Good morning, Jody. Good to see you. Oh, you'd love to see my wardrobe closet. That is hysterical. That is hysterical because I wait for the day when I can actually purchase a wardrobe closet. I'm like, well, but I appreciate you very, very much. You're very funny. You're very funny. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Sue, hello. Good to see you. Kathy, good to see you. I know. It's just really, really funny. Actually, one of the things that I like to do is I like to go thrifting. And I don't thrift for knickknacks. I don't thrift for, this was not thrifted, but I'm just saying I don't thrift for knickknacks or anything like that because I've never been a knickknack person. My mother wasn't either. But I do like to go to consignment stores for clothes. I find that to be kind of a little bit of a treasure hunt. So I can get fun pieces. This is normal, but whatever. Susan, good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Carmel, good morning. Good to see you. Okay, so let's just jump into a little bit of information here because you know what? I just really, I feel things kind of sometimes I'm like, I just bet people are discouraged right now. I remember myself being in that spot of, I'm going to fix things when January comes. And, we all sometimes hit January. And even if we didn't gain a lot of weight, we still might not feel great because maybe we still had a little too much sugar or a little too much off of our plan or too much eating out or whatever it is. And maybe our body's kind of sluggish and whatever, or, you're with a lot of family and then you actually got sick. Right. So sometimes there can be a little bit of discouragement in January. And that's how I used to live too for my entire life. And so remember, when I was 50, I'll be 61 here. When I was 50, I was a 2X in size. Don't ever forget that my losing my 3 sizes isn't the story. Keeping it off is the story. That's the piece that's the most important, because if you are tired of doing this and this and this and this and this with your weight all of your life, like me, This is maybe where you want to just sit down for a minute, grab a cup of coffee, and we're going to chat, because I'm going to help you to understand how, if you can get your body to function from a different perspective, like you can detail your engine, you can get a different result, and it can be lasting. So that's what we're going to do. All right. Let me just kind of make sure that I've got everything here. So hold on. Okay. So most people, they start in January when they start doing these types of things. Okay, I'm just going to eat less. I'm just going to skip meals. I'm just going to cut carbs randomly, right? I'm going to start working out harder. So I'm going to get to the gym. I'm going to do 3 times a week, and whatever it is. It can be anything. It doesn't matter, right? I'm going to be good Monday through Friday, and then maybe I'll loosen up on the weekends. I mean, we try all sorts of things, right? I mean, we've all been there. I've been there. I've done it all, people. I've done it all. And we're waiting for the scale to move, and then the scale doesn't move. And those strategies are literally everywhere, all over the place, because they used to work. Some of them actually you would do those things and they actually did produce a result for you maybe a long time ago. I mean, I remember losing weight when I was 30. I lost a bunch of weight when I was 30, the year that I was 30. And my dad died. So I turned 30 in January. I lost a bunch of weight, and my dad died in July of that year. And I looked really good for his funeral, but I lost weight super willy-nilly. Like what I did back then would not work for me now. Not at all, because my body requires different things now. When you're 30, you can kind of like make it up, and it's like it's not as hard anymore, right? Or back then. But anyway, but when your body now, which is me, right? Like I hit 2x when I was 50. When your body is high insulin and you have a stressed liver, now you have a different conversation in order to be able to burn fat. So that's why I feel like maybe there are some people out there right now at the beginning of January going, oh, another year, I promised myself, and blah, blah, blah. And forget it. Just forget it. Screw it. Nothing's going to happen. It's not going to work. I'm too old, whatever it is. We just tell ourselves stuff, right? But why they don't work anymore, and this is kind of like where people don't explain these pieces. So let's just go through a handful of them. Number 1, insulin can be high even when blood sugar looks fine. Now, we do talk about that one a lot here. Insulin can be high even when your blood sugar looks normal. And if you have high insulin, girlfriend, you can't burn fat if you have high insulin. So you got to get your insulin down. But most of us don't even know we have high insulin because nobody's giving us the test, right? So someone can be eating better, moving more, and still not seeing results because insulin is already elevated before food even enters the picture. So if you're, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, I'm going to cut my calories, I'm going to, whatever, do all these things, it's not really addressing perfectly, right? So that stalls fat loss before it even starts. Number 2, sluggish liver. This is the other one we talk about. Pauses fat loss for safety. When the liver is overwhelmed, the body doesn't burn fat. It stores it, especially around the belly. And that's not stubbornness, it's protection. So your body is not just being stubborn. Number 3, chronic dieting teaches the body to defend fat. So come on, we've all done it. Maybe you haven't done the exact same ones, but we all know what it's like. You do the cabbage soup diet, and you do the grapefruit diet, and you do oh my gosh, I don't even know the names of some of the diets that I've done, but I've done a lot of them, and I've done a lot of weird ones because you know what? My mom was raised in she was an adult. I'm trying to think. I mean, when the low fat craze came in, she was already, she was like hitting her 50s. When I hit my 50s and I was a 2X, she was hitting her 50s, and she was in the throes of perimenopause and not being able to lose a pound to save her life, right? Just like we know what that used to feel like, or we still do. And so she was trying all sorts of stuff, and then we would jump on the bandwagon and we would do it all with her, whatever. So if you've dieted for years, and maybe you're brand new to my program, maybe you're brand new to my system, maybe you're brand new to the path that I have for women. And so you're like, I've never really done a diet, quote unquote, air quotes. I've never done anything that is through the lens of insulin resistance. And here you are going, this is super interesting. And you've dieted for years. Your body has learned that food is unpredictable. So it holds on tighter. Your body didn't fail you. It just adapted to what was going on. So a lot of times people are like, why can't I, lose weight? Like, why can't I drop like I used to be able to drop 20 pounds? That's, and so I'm going to go work out more. I'm going to, like cut my calories. I'm going to do all of these Band-Aids, right? We talk about the Band-Aid stuff. Now, number 4, age changes the order, but not the outcome. So listen to this one. Your age is not an issue. You cannot come to me and say, but I'm so, I'm in my 60s. It's so hard. I'm in my 70s. It's so hard. I have testimonies that just erase that. 2 weeks ago, Susan texted me and she said, or it was on our live. Susan said, 90 days on the total body reset. She lost 18 pounds, 66, 74. I always love bringing up Claudette. In fact, I just sent her she won a prize. I just sent her a prize. She's such a doll. 74 years old last. She's 75 now. She lost 45 pounds in 5 months. And I'm like, so age has nothing to do with it, but it does change the order in which your body actually functions. So let's do that for just a second. So in your 40s, your 50s and beyond, you can't force fat loss first anymore. You just can't. And in fact, let's see if I have a little bit of detail on that. Hold on. Uno momento. So with age, especially peri and postmenopause, estrogen shifts after insulin signaling. Muscle insulin sensitivity declines. That's why we have to build our muscles. I put it in my stories. I just bought this little squat machine thingamajigger. It's just a little, it has like, because one of my goals for this year is to build muscle. Muscle burns sugar, glucose. It's like has a little bit of a resistance, a spring resistance, just to keep your form perfect when you're doing squats. And longevity has now been tied to your leg strength. So working on your quads, getting strength, you want to always be able to, and then maintain getting down on the floor and getting up off the floor without using your hands. That's a goal, right? That's hashtag goal. So muscle insulin sensitivity declines. Your muscle is what helps you to, it takes up sugar into the muscle. You need more muscle to take up more sugar. Okay. Stress hormones have a stronger impact. Recovery becomes more important than restriction. So the sequence changes. Okay. So here's the sequence. You have to heal your system first, and then you get fat loss. I swear this is exactly why you cannot unconvince me. I know that I'm saying that wrong, but I cannot be unconvinced that the reason why this works for people is because it's so much of this is targeting your liver. And when you target your liver, especially your visceral fat, your fat that's around your organs and around your intestines, because you have to heal your system and then your fat loss comes, instead of forcing fat loss and then dealing with the damage. And there is fallout if so when done correctly, you can use targeted supplementations to support your systems to deliver you a different result. And then of course I teach the food aspect of it. Of course I do. I'm Italian. You think I didn't have to change anything? Of course I did, right? So fat loss is still absolutely possible, but the entry point is different. Okay. And then fat loss is permission-based. It's not force-based. This is a metaphor, but it's a biologically accurate one. So fat loss depends on insulin being low enough. Got to do that. Got to get your insulin down. And I'll tell you how here in just a second. Stress hormones not dominating. You got to deal with your stress. And I know, trust me, I took care of my mom with dementia for 5 years. That's a very stressful season, right? Some of you, I talked to you and you just got diagnosed with the C word. and you have stressful situations. Some of you are taking care of a dementia parent. Some of you are working overnight shifts as a nurse. Some of you are, you just got past like a really, really hard divorce or a loss in the family. So these stressful situations, or just your work is stressful, or just traffic is stressful, or hustle culture, or right, stress hormones dominating have got to be fixed. And this is for me, who runs higher cortisol or did. I mean, I think I'm fixing it. I do very specific things. And so what I do may not be for you. Okay. But I do. Magnesium is for everybody. So the magnesium I take, that's for everybody. You can always ask me about that. I take the ashwagandha with it because the ashwagandha helps with stress, sleep, and mood. So ashwagandha has really fixed my system in terms of getting very good sleep because my cortisol can run high. Then I have a vibration plate. Vibration plates can help to lower cortisol. It's kind of like helping you with your parasympathetic nervous system. It's one of the reasons why actually with like the squat machine and stuff like that, like I'm being super intentional in 2026 about the little things that I want to put into place in order to change the way that my body is responding. I want to be proactive and not reactive, right? I want to be more prepared than less prepared, blah, blah, blah. But the whole cortisol conversation is really important because I think a lot of women don't know that it's keeping them from burning fat. And it's super frustrating then, right? So anyway, your liver capacity has to do with your fat release, your mitochondrial function, your gut, everything we talk about, and your nutrient sufficiency. You have to be able to absorb your nutrients. Everything we talk about. When those conditions are met, the body resists fat loss to protect survival, and it actually begins to release fat. It resists. If those aren't met, it's going to resist fat loss. When they are met, it begins to release fat. Your body can change, but you have to find a way to target that inner system to get that to change, right? So hold on just a second now. Let me see. I've got something here. So who's talking to me? Good morning, Lynn. I have not seen you for just a little bit. Good morning. You've probably been on. Good morning, Marilyn. So happy I'm doing this. Thrifting is the best. Yes. I know there's just something about it. And I think that there's a connection to my Italian dad. I really do, because he was the son of an immigrant. And so my dad he was always the guy who, I mean, you guys, I know it sounds crazy. You maybe have heard me tell this before, but on Thursdays, he died on a Friday. On Thursday, I was 30 years old. I went to Kohl's and I got a little jumper outfit. Looked really cute. It was polka dot and navy. It was really cute. And I remember showing it to him and I said, "Hey, Dad, look at what I got." And the first question that he asked me was, "Did you get a deal? Was it on sale?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Did you get two?" So I really feel come by it super honestly. And I also like the thought process that, I don't know. I just like it. I like going thrifting. But anyway, I don't need to get onto that. Patty says, "I would like to know what you eat in a day." I know people ask me that. I'm super boring, Patty. Like this morning, I had 2 eggs and a chicken sausage that I got at Walmart called Aidells, Aidells. And then I had a yogurt. I usually like the 000 yogurt, but there is the Too Good blended one that you can get. That's like 1 carb or something. And a yogurt can add a bunch of protein. So I'm very protein forward. And then what do I do from there? What did I do last when I came home? Because I went out to my daughter's. So I have to think about stuff. But I'm super boring. If I'm running, I keep chicken sausages and eggs on hand. And if I'm not running, I've been making recently, like I'll make a chuck roast in the Instant Pot. And maybe I'll turn that into like a kind of a gravy or something, and pour that over, meat. So I'm very protein forward. I try not to, and it keeps you full, so you don't need to eat a ton. I think snacking is always the harder piece for people, and it probably can be for me too. So I try not to keep nuts around. I don't know. I'm so boring. I really am. But there are different seasons that I go through where I will have like egg life wraps on hand. Those are really good and helpful. I'm not much of a tuna fish person, but if I was, I would keep tuna fish on hand in my refrigerator, and I would use that with the egg life wraps or chicken salad inside or something like that, but it's a lot. I'm very meat and egg based because it's stable protein. It's very stable. Hi, Carrie. Shannon, you made it. Good to see you, Carrie. Very, very good to see you. Shannon, that's so good. Barb from Ontario. You guys. Good morning, Jackie. I am not on my vibration plate right now, but thank you for asking, Jackie. No, this chair is kind of high. I mean, it would be hard for me to do that, but I do have a friend who does that all the time. She constantly has it under her desk as she's working. And this is kind of something new for me, actually. It's new for me, but I told you I really wanted to start working on lymphatic drainage this year. I wanted to start really working on those pieces of, I feel like, because in the summertime I can walk and walk and walk because it's so beautiful here in Minnesota. And in the winter, I'll just be honest, I'm a total like chicken. It's not because it's just so dang cold, because you can bundle up for that, but it's like the sidewalks aren't clear and it's snowy and it's AC, and I'm like, what do I want? Put on cleats? I mean, it's just not for me, but that's okay. Some people do like that. Vegetables and fruits. Yeah, I do like, I do a lot of berries. So I'll do frozen berries. Thanks for asking. I'll do frozen berries like with my whey protein powder, my vanilla whey protein powder, and unsweetened coconut milk. That actually makes a really good treat. That actually makes my own little ice cream. Vegetables, I'll do a lot of onions, mushrooms. I don't do as many peppers as I used to. I used to do a lot of green peppers, but I don't know. I haven't been craving them for a super long time. Spaghetti squash is one of my favorite vegetables. Spaghetti squash. Because it's so versatile, I can do a lot of stuff with it. Does the vibration plate help if you are sitting and have your feet on it? Yes. Yes, it does. I can actually post for you guys where I got it. Good for you, Patty. You don't normally snack. You made walnut clusters yesterday with Lily's chocolate chips and walnuts, nothing else. That's perfect. Walnuts are so good for you. They're so good for you. Did I miss an episode where you were going on to suggest to recommend a good economic vibration plate? Let me do this, you guys. Because you know what? Thank you for asking that, Barb. You do use chicken salad and salmon salad on lettuce, romaine, and turkey salad too. You look for organically grown frozen turkey breasts and bake those myself, as well as beef roast. That's great, Shannon. Then slice and put in my freezer and use those up until the next batch. That's awesome. Cooked greens or salads. I'm not a huge salad person. So yes, like for instance, now in March is asparagus season in Minnesota, where you can, I'd like to eat in season when I can, because otherwise I'm going to be honest, our produce in the winter in Minnesota sucks. We don't grow anything in the winter. So buying organic frozen berries is like the bomb, because they were picked then at the time of ripeness. Actually buying frozen in the winter is probably best for us, but I like fresh when I can get it. So like for asparagus, that's great. But otherwise, I'm not much of a salad person. I don't think I ever have been. But if I did, I would love arugula. I love arugula like on a burger. Arugula is a bitter, and that's really helpful for your liver. And do like if I were to do a salad, I would do arugula, and I would like to do like olive oil and maybe some balsamic vinegar or something. That would be my idea of a good salad. So there you go. Let me tell you about the vibration plate that I got. I'm going to show you where I'm going to put it up for you. Let me show you how Let me show you, because I researched it. I did the research on it. So my website is right here, kirstenliebelt.com. It's for Facebook. For you guys, it's right there. You have to like take a screenshot and then flip it in your phone. And what I'm going to do then is I'll post it for you. So when you go to my page and you see my face, if you scroll up just a tiny bit, I'm going to tell you about the total body reset right here. I'll tell you about that in 2 seconds. Go down right here, Amazon, my Amazon faves. I will post it in here. I'll post it like right underneath the cookbooks. I'll post it right here. But these are just a few things that I have on there. I don't have very many at all. But I'll post it right there underneath the cookbooks. I'll jump off and post it because I did do quite a bit of research and I talked to my girlfriend about it as to which one to get, etc. And I'll get that on there for you because I just have now listened to enough people talk about the benefits, and I've probably been considering it for about a year. And I know that sounds maybe crazy, but it was like I just kind of would go in and out of caring because, like I said, I was walking. Your lymphatic system needs to have movement in order for it to work and for you to have flow. And so it doesn't have a pump. So when it's the summertime in Minnesota, and walking and enjoying life, you know, I'm like, okay, well, whatever. Now I'm like, now I'm going to set this as like a thing for 2026. I'm going to work on my quads for muscles. I'm going to work on my lymphatic system, things like that. And so now I'm putting things in place right now. So even as we, just kind of chatted about 2 seconds ago, we were talking about, needing to have a different way that your body is going to actually release fat. Like you can't you're not in your 20s and 30s anymore where you can just restrict yourself and drop weight quickly. Now kind of in this, dang it, I have to actually go through this healing mode first in order for my body to lose fat, pretty efficiently. And it doesn't even mean it has to take long. It doesn't have to take long at all. Some people, like for instance, now, let me just give you this as an example. So many people have probably started doing a few things a couple of weeks ago. Okay. So maybe we're 2 weeks into the year and maybe you have a friend, maybe you have an aunt, an uncle, a sister, a mother, whatever, or, a child or whatever. They're 2 weeks into the year and the scale hasn't moved. Their energy is lower. They're trying all different types of things that we talked about. Maybe their cravings are louder. The belly still feels inflamed and the belly fat is still like totally there. And they really are assuming it's them. And it could be you, but most of you, like we already are together, right? But for anybody who's brand new, maybe that's what's been happening, as opposed to like actual testimonies that I've received from you guys over the years. It's like, this is what matters. This is the part that matters. Within a few weeks, digestion improves. Cravings start calming down. Appetite feels regulated instead of chaotic. Energy shifts first, positively. Weight and inches begin to respond shortly after. So it's not like it's overnight. It's not like it's perfect, but it's consistent. And this is just constant. And again, we're only talking 2 weeks. We're talking minuscule amount of time. But I just wanted you to like think about that. Like maybe somebody else, this is why they're quitting. This is why they gave up. Or maybe they're going to give up in the 3rd week because they don't have any improvements in their body. Weight being one of them, but if they had anything going positive, they'd be happy. But sometimes that's not happening, as opposed to literally, these are actual testimonies from like you guys. It's like within just a couple of weeks, the digestion is getting better. I have people being like, oh my gosh, I'm off of my constipation meds. My diarrhea stopped. I'm like, I know. Or, wow, that food noise. I didn't notice how loud that was before. Things like that. If you have anything positive happening, you're like so happy, aren't you? Right? Or you're like, I have more energy. My sleep is getting better. What is happening? Well, you are literally dialing in on your internal system that is your flow. You need to have flow. Remember yesterday we were talking about your liver bile needs to be thin and it needs to flow as opposed to being thick and sludgy. Because then you can't make your body function. You can't make it work if that's the condition. So we have to back up a half a second. We have to back up a step, and we have to get our internals working, just like you take your vehicle to the mechanic and they change out your oil and they get rid of that disgusting oil that you left in your car for too long, the filter that you never changed, and you let it just get really just kind of janky, right? And then they check every, like, whatever. They check the nuts and the bolts and all the fluids and all the stuff. That's what we do with the total body reset. And we do this over and over and over again. And that's where you guys get me so freaking excited about your results. I know my results, I know my results of being able to keep off the weight and keep moving forward and making another, like, I've got energy. I spent yesterday with my little grandsons. It was so much fun. And we just snuggled in on the big beanbag chair in their bedroom. All three of them sleep in the same room. They are 4, 3, and 1, and he'll be 2 in March. So we almost have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 2-year-old. Okay, that's what we got going. So we all snuggled up on the big beanbag chair and read books. And then we sat on the floor and we played with toys and I had energy, and you have to have energy in order to enjoy your life. So the total body reset looks like this. I'll go over it very quickly. Remember, I always go over it in depth inside of the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, during the challenge every single month. So you have a path, you have a blueprint. You're not stuck. You're not alone. You can get your efforts to match the progress that you are wanting. Remember, we said yesterday, your effort and your progress doesn't match and you're frustrated. You can get your effort and your progress to match and to go together. You really can. And this is how I've been able to do it unknowingly. I was very naive and I was a total sugar addict, 2x in size. So I started with the trio. These are the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. And this is bringing down your insulin because you can't burn fat if your insulin is high. And this is helping with your liver because you can't burn fat if your liver is fish. And this is helping with your metabolism because you do need to get things a little up and running. Okay. So 3 times a day. And these 2 are twice. Super basic, simple. And then the other 3 pieces are powders. They're not even tablets or, because a lot of people, they are looking for it's not all pills because they can't do it. And this works beautifully. So this is the gut primer that I talk about every day. It's a daily gastrointestinal primer. 6 different blends in it. It has a lot. Like when you sit and you look at all of the ingredients, it's a lot. It's literally a bunch. Because you have your digestive enzymes, but then you have, I'm just going to tell you the blends. There's a greens blend, and they are fermented for you. There's a fruit and vegetable concentrated blend. There's an alkaline spice blend. There's a digestive enzyme blend. There's a postbiotic blend, and there's a fiber prebiotic blend. Okay, so all of this racks up to that better digestion, the bloating going down, the inflammation coming down in your gut. This changes everything, not just your bathroom habits, although praise the Lord, we're happy about that. But like your serotonin is made in your gut. Your feel good. Your feel good hormone, your feel good neurotransmitter. I was thinking in my brain how GLP-1 is made in your gut. That's a hormone. Like you want this help. So 1 scoop, put it in cold water. I just drink it like a wellness shot. You can do it however you want. It's very greens, turmeric-y, gingery. Okay, not chocolate. But the results are so amazing because you're fixing your gut. And then the other 2 powders are super simple, and you just put them right on your tongue. These are the probiotics, 5 live strains. You want to repopulate the good bacteria in your gut. You've got to get everything working together synergistically. Get your gut healing and get it populated. Here we go. Especially if you've been on rounds and rounds of antibiotics, especially if you've been, you've got to get back. get it back up to running again for your immune system, for your digestive and moving impacted waste and all of the things. And then the last one is the orange pixie stick. It's my favorite because it tastes like candy. And I was raised to just love candy. I mean, I can tell you about how this is going to sound really, really funny. I just tell you guys the weirdest, oddest stories that come to my brain. My dad owned Italian restaurants in Minneapolis, and one year there was a fire in one of his restaurants. And I remember, I don't know why, he brought home all of the candy out of the vending machine and had it in a box. Some of it tasted okay and some of it didn't. And guess who didn't care? I have this distinct memory because he brought home candy. Now, why would he do that? I have no idea. Like, he was the son of an immigrant. Like, you don't waste anything, right? Including candy that had a smoke taste to it. He didn't care, right? So for me, having this taste so yummy it's kind of a treat. And some of you take this like a treat, but you put it right on your tongue. And I am telling you, like your best friend, it was formulated specifically to target your visceral fat. I don't know what else on the market targets your visceral fat, but I had never seen anything like this before. And how do you know that it is actually targeting your visceral, dangerous, inflammatory, hormone emitting fat that is around in and around your organs and your intestines? You know it because they have an MRI like Magda that comes back and your fatty liver goes from bad to mild. Maybe you measure yourself like you're supposed to. I didn't measure the first time either, so I'm not getting on anybody. But I am telling you, you will know because you're literally losing fat from the inside out. That's what's happening. You're from the inside out. It's a thermogenic, AKA layman's term, not scientific. It burns the inside of your fat. It burns the fat cells. It shrinks them. So when you measure under your boob and then your waist and then your hips and you write that down on a little piece of paper and you put it in your drawer, how much your inches are, and then you will notice that every month it's about an inch loss. And then after 90 days, because I always recommend you guys do the total body reset for a good solid 90 days, because then you can go 150 or more 3 months in a row for the customer campaign, get $75 off in March if you're starting in January. You'll get a New Year's bonus in February. They're just going to throw you another $50 because your consistency will be rewarded. And then you can rinse and repeat that customer campaign all year long. And so many of you have done that. Some of you are coming up now on your full year of doing that, where you have done every 3 months, you've cashed in on that $75, and then you just took advantage of that little $50 extra bonus thrown your way because you were doing it anyway. So you just got blessed because you got blessed. But this tastes like an orange pixie stick, like when you were a kid. Put it on your tongue, and it really does shift your visceral fat. It's crazy. It's crazy. Your in-body scans, your MRIs, I've had so many people. But anyway, so 6 pieces, the trio, the probiotic, the gut primer, and the orange pixie stick. That's it, okay? That's what people are doing. But then in the group, we'll have another 5-day challenge coming up in February. And I love doing those because then I can teach you how to trade out foods because I'm Italian. Okay, so hold on. Your dad would bring Oh, I wonder if our dads knew each other. Your dad would bring rejected ice cream bars and filled the freezer and day-old Hostess goodies. My grandfather conditioned me to have dessert with every meal. Oh my gosh, that is hysterical. I love that you just shared that. I love that you just shared that. I'm telling you, my dad's dad, the Italian immigrant, he would wait until it was Christmas Eve in Minneapolis, and then he would go down to the tree farm and buy whatever was discounted, and they would set up their tree on Christmas Eve. So that's how my dad was raised, right? And then he would buy all of the expired fruit, the expired produce. But anyway, okay, hold on. I have to see who's talking to me. Okay, Patty says, love me some salad. Good deal, Patty. Our bed has a massage setting on it, and I run it twice, 15 minutes a set. I hope that is helping us. Arugula is so healthy. Shannon, I have no idea, but maybe it is. Massage is good no matter what. Massage therapy is very good. I'm a green and purple cabbage lover for salads. Oh, that is such a good idea. Does anyone eat Brazil nuts? Oh, I don't like Brazil nuts. My son-in-law does. My son-in-law does. I love them, and I have found organic ones at Costco or on Amazon. Good for you, Shannon. That's a really good tip for anybody who's looking for that. Kirsten, I love how your mushrooms looked when you cooked them. I need to do that more, as hubby and I both love mushrooms. Yeah. Seriously, for anybody that does love mushrooms, it was in my stories. I don't know if it's going to be there anymore. But we did do a mushroom soup. I just quartered them. I used the button mushrooms and I quartered them. And then I just sauteed them a little bit in some butter is what I did. And then I took them out and made the cream sauce. Anyway, really works, Carrie says. Carrie, I apologize because I know you may not even be on here. What really works, Carrie? Because it took too long to read your comment. This is you're telling us is help. What I'm telling you is helping you. Yay! I don't know many, if any, that I can talk to about these healthy things. That's awesome, Shannon. Patty got her $125 off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When's the last time you went to check out at any company ever and you got $125 off without signing up for a freaking Visa or something? No, that's not, if you're starting in January, that's not available to you all in one chunk. It's available to you in 2 chunks. So if you start in January with like the total body reset, 150 or more in January, and then you do 150 or more in February, they're going to give you the 50 off here, and then 150 in March, and they're going to give you the, or more, it's baseline. You'll get the 75 off here. So you're going to get both. Hers just lined up with how she was doing it. Yay! Good job, Patty. I love that so much. Sue says she had 125 off, you guys. I love that so much. You guys, do you understand? Like, you have to hack. You have to be a biohacker. You have to be a hacker of your own wellness advocacy. You have to find ways that you can hack a system in order to be able to actually like get rewarded for your own efforts, get rewarded for your own consistency. Like, get out of here. Sue says that. I love that. Do I drink coffee? I do organic, but only in the mornings. I'm not against coffee. Hold on. However, I'll take that down. I do drink coffee. I'm not against it. However, I don't choose it a lot because it can tend to be super dehydrating. And I don't know. Like, I'm already in a Minnesota dry winter, so I don't choose coffee very often. I treat it more like a treat. So most mornings, my husband's like, do you want some coffee? And I'm like, thank you. Every once in a while, though, I'm like, yeah, I'll have some coffee. It's just not very often. That's it, but it's not because I'm against it. Jackie says, I eat 1 Brazil nut per day. That's hysterical, I suppose, right? Just to get the zinc. That's funny. I take zinc and holy basil out of my supplement line. Instead of eating Brazil nuts, I just take that instead. I take 2 of those a day for my immune system. Holy basil, by the way, just as an FYI, I love the fact that they took zinc and they matched it up with holy basil. If you're ever on my site, look that up. The holy basil is very good for upper respiratory. It's an adaptogenic herb. I love adaptogens. Remember, I've got rhodiola in the drink. I've got rhodiola in my purple packet that I have. I've got rhodiola. Like, I love adaptogens. My ashwagandha is an adaptogenic herb. So is holy basil, and it's good for upper respiratory. So the gut primer. Okay, thank you, Carrie. It does work. I know. What is your favorite result of the gut primer, Carrie? I would love to know. You saw that video, yummy looking. Okay, yep, on the mushrooms. And you love that discount. I know. When they announced that, they announced it last like February, and then it went into effect in March. And I went, oh, my customers are going to be very grateful for this customer campaign. And it has been wildly successful as a campaign because it doesn't limit anybody. You don't have anything on an auto ship. You can. I'll bonus you for auto ships, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to have a discount code. You don't have to remember tracking it. You don't have to do anything. They do it for you. So it's literally like the easiest on your mind opportunity. So much so that some of you reach out to me and you say, help me set up an auto ship because I don't want to miss it. I don't want my brain thinking, oh no, did I order this month? Was that last month? Was that this month? You just on auto ship and you let it ride, because then it's easier on your own mental capacity. You had a doctor tell us that coffee is a stimulant, therefore you can raise your cortisol. True. Drink caffeine-free sparingly. Best to drink organic herbal tea because even decaf has caffeine. That is true. That is true. And maybe my body, because I do run higher cortisol, maybe I just don't crave it then. I don't know. But yeah, I would say, listen, if I liked tea, that would tell you something about me. I don't like tea. Now, we have a ginger mint tea. I do like that one because it's minty. Sometimes I'll mail that out to new customers. I do like that one a lot, and it's organic. But when I amaze myself at how much water I drink, because I was not a water drinker. I was a Diet Coke drinker. I was a sugar-free pop. I was raised on it. I was raised on Tab. That was the diet drink of the day for my dad and his diabetes, right? And my mother was a Diet Coke addict. And she was also drink a ton of coffee because she's Swedish. So, she'd go through a pot a day. So you're right that caffeine will raise your cortisol. I'm not against it in all circumstances. However, I believe that there are different kinds of caffeine. Like there are natural caffeines. Like I have a little bit of caffeine in this. This is a functional drink. It has rhodiola in it, but that's a natural caffeine. There's no jitters. It's different. There are different caffeines. Like green tea extract has caffeine in it, but it's different. And sometimes it's used, like even in my rhodiola tablet, it's used as a delivery system into your blood. It's used to get it into your system. So, but anyway, that's a long conversation that we really just doesn't matter. Yes, and the things that used to remove caffeine is not good. So you don't use decaf. You love that Marilyn says, I love that they do it automatically. I've been drinking the mushroom coffee. Cuppa is my fave. No jitter, but increased energy and focus. That's awesome, Marilyn. Bowel function. Carrie. Yes, well, you're not alone, girlfriend. Oh, I know. The gut primer, I'm telling you. So it's funny because I have such a wide range of responses on it as far as the flavor, right? So I have a girlfriend that says, I think it tastes like Christmas in a cup. It's amazing because she can taste the turmeric and the ginger and she likes that. I'm like, I don't think that's true. And then I have some people that are like, oh my gosh, I just am not a green tea person and it's hard for me to drink. And so they have to doctor it. But then I have some people that go, geez, I thought it was going to taste terrible because you mentioned that, well, it doesn't taste like chocolate, all this stuff. So I was expecting it to not be great, but I actually really like it. And then I feel like I'm just a super neutral person. I don't care. I'll just take it like a wellness shot and I want those results. I like how my body feels and functions from the inside out. I feel like I am bathing my entire liver and gut system in goodness. And I am going for the feeling, not the taste. So there's this wide range. She likes the bowel help. I agree with that. That's really, really funny. You've been a water drinker since you liked Coke. Yep. Mexican cola has no high fructose corn syrup in it. That's amazing. Right. But those drinks are still high in sugar, so high in sugar. But I have been a water drinker since a teen. You have good water and you drink it all day. Yep. Mm-hmm. I've become super boring and streamlined. Me too. Not a fan of the taste, but just got it in. Carrie. I know. It's just the way I do things. If function was a love language, maybe it is, and we just name it something different. My love language is function. Tell me how I can multitask, how it's going to work for me, and I will figure it out. It's okay. I don't require things to be a certain way, but they do have to work. Otherwise, I'm not interested, right? So if I never lost my 3 sizes, if I never lost all of the inches, if I never changed, like, well, I was going to say sizes, but I just said that. But if that, I wouldn't be talking to you because it has to work for me, whatever it is, right? So great. You can listen to your body and do what's good for it. Marilyn loves the gut primer. It's a gift when you can go without issue. It is a gift. Listen, if you have never been severely constipated because of maybe, let's say you were on narcotics because of a surgery or something like that, or whatever. I mean, there could be a million different reasons why people get constipated. You should never live that way. Never, ever, ever, ever allow yourself to make that your new normal. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're holding in toxins. You are creating so many issues. You have to deal with it. And laxatives are not the answer. I understand that they are a temporal answer. I get that. But when you start to live like that, if you are living off of antacids, if you are living off of over-the-counter constipation helpers, if you are living off of anything, then you have to ask yourself, what is the root cause of what's going on in my body right now? And how can I shift this? How can I fix this? Oh, I fell off of your Facebook, Jody. I wonder why. That's so weird. Okay. Bye, Marion. Lisa says, remember, I texted you the first time that I tried it. Oh, you're fine, Lisa. You're late. You're fine. You just got home from your hair appointment. OMG. No, it's not Christmas in a cup. I know. I don't think so either. But anyway, that's so weird, Jody, that I fell off your Facebook. Okay. So let's wrap this up because I'll come back again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. Don't forget that we will have another challenge, a free 5-day challenge coming up in February. Maybe what I'll do is I'll get off and I'm going to put my vibration plate on my Amazon list. Okay. I'll put my vibration plate on my Amazon list for you. I'll do it right away. And I'll change out the banner to the Facebook group for the February 5-day challenge. Okay. So that you can have something else to be working towards as we go. All right. Remember my first last name, KirstenLiebelt.com. This is what my site looks like. Okay. Right here, the second button is the total body reset. If you want more information because you came late or you're just like, I just am somebody who needs to hear this a little better laid out. I did a 9-minute right here. Okay. My story is right here for anybody who wants my story. Okay. There are free resources. There are testimonies. There's all sorts of stuff on this page for the total body reset. But when you're back on my main page with my picture, if you go right here, you're going to see an Amazon shopping list. I'm going to get off and I'm going to put my vibration plate right down here for you so you can see the one that I'm using. And I'll change out the banner to the group for the 5-day challenge. If you can grasp the understanding that if you string together enough months of doing something that is actually changing your inside body, and then you learn your food ingredient trade outs and you do month after month after month, your 2026 will look completely different because you will have actually layered pieces that are working, making your body work and making your body function, as opposed to a Band-Aid here and a Band-Aid there and a Band-Aid here. And it's just frustrating. So view things through the lens of insulin resistance and you will get a different result. I promise you. And then you'll have a key. You will walk away with a key for your future. This is how I keep my weight off. Oh, this is how I actually burn fat. Oh, this is how I get my body to function. because you don't want to lose weight just to gain it again. Does anybody want 25 pounds in 2026? Let me know. You want to lose 25 pounds, 50 pounds in 2026, and then you want to gain back double in 2027. Anybody? I don't think so. Nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants to lose weight and keep it off you ability. Well, then stop thinking that everything is a character flaw, because it's not. And start going, okay, fine. I'm going to pay attention to my biology. If my liver is sluggish, I can't burn fat. If my insulin is high, I can't burn fat. I got to get my gut lined up. Okay, let's do it. And that's where, when I talk to you about this, it's literally everything I talk about. It's in the 6 piece. It is addressed. Everything is addressed in one bundle. Everything. Gut, liver, insulin, like it's all of it from all of those angles. All right. I'll see you tomorrow at 11. I'll jump off and I'll do my thing. Marilyn says she's starting her vibration. It's so easy and many ways to use it. Many ways to use it, Marilyn. Did you know you can just even sit on it and calm the nervous system? I'm just saying. So I know I'm going to use it for a lot of things, but all right. Have a good day, you guys. It's so good to see you here. And I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow on Wednesday. Bye. If you need anything, reach out. I'm available.